I always was dreaming about blue lagoons filled with fish, coconut trees, and sailors in boats trading on the islands.
Avi Kiriaty has always been a dreamer.
It was a good dream. I just wanted to get to that dream.
20 years ago, Kiriaty followed his heart to the Pacific, where he found home and his true calling, preserving Polynesian culture through his art. It has become Kiriaty's obsession, spawning a remarkable volume of oil paintings, ceramics, block prints, and even lava sculptures.
It's like a big something that is glowing inside there, and it always, when I think about it, it gives me a good feeling. So, it's something that I stuck to with my art. I've done South Pacific art for the last, I don't know how many years.
Today, Kiriaty is celebrated as the most prolific artist of the South Pacific. His works are often compared to Paul Gauguin, the French Impressionist, who drew his own inspiration from primitive Tahitian culture.
I always loved his work to begin with, and I felt a connection, to the whole Polynesian things. And especially when I was back in the old world, all I had is like pictures and art books to get inspired from, and Gauguin was actually one of those that kind of triggered that South Pacific experience. I kind of used the inspiration, took off where he ended, and moved on with it.
Even before Gauguin, there was Avi's father, an artist who nurtured his young son's passion during his childhood in Israel.
Dad was an artist, and I remember sitting on the floor sketching. I remember, I guess from 7, it was like the book celebration in our first class, and we made a big show for the parents, and I was the painter. I guess every child is influenced by his parent, Whatever is your universe around you will, later on in your life, will come out. I've been to 26 islands in the South Pacific, researching. And I paint Tahitians and Hawaiians, in my own little stylized way that I've developed over the years. And it's really, my art is about the Polynesian way of life, which is about living on the land and off the land, and that symbiotic relationship with the land and the ocean and the people, keeping it together and environmentally and so on. And that's what I paint, people harvesting taro, catching fish, climbing coconuts, bringing a bouquet of flowers to your girlfriend. Simple stuff that happens every day. But I synthesize it through my eye, the style that I've developed over the years. And that's what I'm known for. But it's mostly about the aloha spirit, That's what I paint.